Evening, everyone. This is the council meeting of March 15th, 2022. Notice of this meeting stated that date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. In addition to the publishing of the annual meeting schedule, electronic notice was provided on March 11, 2022 to the local source of Star Ledger, noting that the meeting would be conducted through the Ring Central program and containing information on how to access the meeting. The same information was posted on the city's website, Linden TV, the bulletin board, and the front door of City Hall. Copies of the agenda, finance report, and personnel reports are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct a prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Members of the public who may be attending are on mute until the public hearing on ordinances or the public comment portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use the raise hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will be closed. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond,
Here.
Javik,
Present.
Caldwell,
Present.
Mohammed,
No.
Mr. Mohammed,
He just asked Mike to come help him.
Okay, he's having technical difficulties.
Ms. Cosby is excused. Mr. Roman,
Present.
Grano,
Here.
Blaine,
Here.
Tina,
Here.
Vicky,
Here.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Here. Okay,
Mr. President, he's just having some technical difficulties.
Okay, this is not the time for public comment. We'll announce when it's time. Okay, we have a hand raised. This is not the time for public comment. We have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 15th, 2022 council meeting.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the last council meeting.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
He's having technical.
Say it again?
this is for the minute. Okay. Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Abstain.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Abstain. Okay, we're gonna move on to presentation. Mayor Armstead, you have 3 presentations this evening.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Council President. The first presentation will be a proclamation that I will be giving to a Mrs. Juping Tomasic. Mrs. Juping Tomasic served as the Chinese program advisor for Linden Public Schools. And she served in that capacity since the year 2008. And she, in honor of in honor of Women's History Month, I think it's only fitting and appropriate that we recognize the tremendous contribution that she's made to the city of Linden. And the proclamation reads as follows: whereas Juping Tomasic has served as Chinese program advisor for the Linden Public Schools, a voluntary position since 2008. And whereas Juping Tomasic has assisted the Linden Public Schools in exponentially expanding the teaching of Mandarin Chinese at all levels, including elementary, middle school, and high school, and whereas Juping Tomasic has personally led 8 student exchange visits to China, allowing Linden High School students to personally experience another culture in a foreign land. And whereas Juping Tomasic has coordinated 6 visits of high school students from China and Taiwan to Linden, showcasing Linden High School and the city of Linden in a positive way. And whereas Juping Tomasic has helped host 6 teacher administrative delegations from both China and Taiwan, thus shining an international spotlight on the Linden School District and the city of Linden. And whereas Juping Tomasic has managed the Linden High School Confucius Classroom Grant associated with the Rutgers University Confucius Institute, bringing in added funds for cultural and educational purposes, thus mitigating the need for expanding local funds. And whereas Juping Tomasic has organized China Night programs to showcase the students of the city of Linden to their parents and community in their learning of Mandarin Chinese and the Chinese culture. And whereas Juping Tomasic has faithfully served 5 superintendents promoting the educational, cultural, and student exchange programs, promoting the Linden Public Schools in the print and electronic media, both in New Jersey as well as Taiwan and China. Now be it resolved that the mayor and council of the city of Linden does hereby extend its heartfelt congratulations to Juping Tomasic for her 13 years of exceptional voluntary service to the Linden Public Schools and the students of the city of Linden. And be it further resolved that Mayor and Council of Linden, New Jersey, on this, the 15th day of March, does formally express its appreciation to Juping Tomasic for her unselfish dedication in promoting Chinese language instruction to the students of Linden, and for personally leading school students to experience meaningful cultural exchanges in China and Taiwan, which have built enduring partnerships, lifelong friendships, and increased understanding, and is signed by myself, Mayor Derek Armstead. I want to personally thank Juping Tomasic for all her hard work that she's done here in the city of Linden. And not only just the city of Linden, Mrs. Tomasic has helped my wife with the programs that she is involved with. So Juping, thank you very much for all your help, not just to the school system, but to my wife and my family, for being a friend of ours, and for just caring about the citizens and the residents and the children of our great city. Thank you, and may you continue to do such great work. God bless you.
Mr. Tomasic, would you like to say something? You'd have to unmute. Mrs. Tomasic? If you'd like to say something, you can unmute. You're in the panel. Yes, not. Okay. All right. Congratulations, Mrs. Tomasic. Okay, Mayor, your next presentation is for our sister city.
Yes, we have a proclamation. Well, is it a proclamation or a resolution I have here? It says resolution. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Linden and establishing a sister city agreement with Antananarivo, Madagascar. That's a long word, isn't it? Let me just give you guys some backdrop. A few years ago, before the pandemic hit, we had some students that came here to Linden. They were visiting Rutgers, and we received a call, and they wanted to come do a tour of our city. So we gave them a tour and basically explained about some of the events and the resources that we had here as a city. And they have since reached out and said they would like to be a sister city. And of course, being the type of town that we are, how can we refuse? So one day we hope to maybe send a delegation there, and of course they can send a delegation here. We'll take them on another tour. Of course, they'll have seen where our city has changed tremendously since they've been here 3 or 4 years ago. So with that being said, we want to read this resolution. It says, where it is in the best interest of the residents of the city of Linden to promote peace, understanding, and prosperity through people-to-people relationships, cultural understandings, cultural exchange, the sharing of arts, education, trade, and customs. And whereas cities throughout the United States have established sister city relationships in order to foster and perpetuate the continuation of successful international exchanges and mutually beneficial interaction between the partners in these relationships. And whereas the city of Linden has been approached by Henry Zoe Andriamara, an influential business leader who uses his skills and talents to serve the local community, to establish a sister city relationship between Andohar Ranofati, Madagascar, and the city of Linden. And whereas it would be in the best interest of the residents of Linden to enter into a sister city relationship with Andohar Ranoftoski, Madagascar, in order to foster ties of friendship, cooperation, and mutual understanding between the two cities and their residents. Now, therefore, be resolved that the mayor and council of the city of Linden, that it does hereby authorize a sister city relationship between Andohar Ranoftoski, Madagascar, and the city of Linden to establish a better understanding and relationships in these areas of business, growth, culture, science, education, health, and tourism. Be it further resolved that the Mayor Derek Armstead, is hereby authorized to work with Henry Zoe Andrea Mariana to establish and build a relationship between the two cities, its people and government, and the city of Linden in full spirit of cooperation and brotherhood. And it's signed by myself, Mayor Derek Armstead, and Council President Michelle Yamakaitis.
Thank you, Mayor. All
And
right.
we will be speaking with them tomorrow morning. They will be reading their resolution accepting us as a sister city. Of course, our times are a little bit, it's about, I think, 4 o'clock in the morning in Madagascar right now, so we didn't want to wake them from their sleep. Okay. All righty. So anyway.
Now you have a proclamation.
Yes, we have a proclamation for a wonderful young lady right here from Linden. Her name is Amelia Hanger. I will read it. Whereas Amelia Hanger was born on January 4th, 2013, and lives in the 9th Ward of Linden with her parents, Steve and Jennifer Hanger. Amelia is a second-generation Lindenite, as her father was also born and raised in Linden. And whereas Amelia Hanger attends 3rd grade at Highland Avenue School number 10, where her favorite subjects are technology, music, and science. She has also been Student of the Month every year since entering pre-K. Amelia also has a love for animals, which she showed in a recent service project she took on for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And whereas Amelia Hanger, because of her passion for animals, raised more than $2,000 for the Friends of Linden Animal Shelter, FOLIS, as part of a service project for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And whereas Amelia Hanger started this project 2 years ago when she raised $400 for the shelter, and last year she raised $1,000 for the Linden Presbyterian Church food mission. Amelia is very proud of her success on this year's annual project, and whereas Amelia Hanger, with the money she raised this year for the shelter, she will buy pet food and other supplies needed. Amelia also publicly announced that donors could also contribute directly to the shelter through their website, and with that, it raised an additional $1,900. And whereas Amelia Hanger loves helping FOLIS, in fact, she adopted 2 cats, which she has named Michelle and Michael. Amelia was inspired by Dr. King's story, and like him, wanted to help out her community and our world. And whereas Amelia Hanger has very supportive parents who are very proud of her and her passion for her animals, her school principal, Mr. Walker is also proud of her service to others and feels her mission greatly embodies that of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And now therefore be resolved that I, Derek Armstead, Mayor of the City of Linden in the state of New Jersey on this 15th day of March 2022, do hereby proclaim that Amelia Hanger is a little girl with genuine kindness, remarkable thoughtfulness, and an even bigger heart. Her efforts to help her local community is an outstanding accomplishment. I congratulate her and wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. And it's signed by myself, Mayor Derek Armstead, City of Linden. And Amelia, I am so proud of you. You know, hopefully this will rub off on other young people. And I tell you, when you see things like this, Amelia, it really gives us hope. As we look out, we see that there's really hope in this world and this next generation coming behind us. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and keep continuing your hard work because hard work does pay off. Thank you so much.
Hey, Amelia, would you like to say something?
I think she would. We are so proud of her, and we thank Mayor Armstead and the City of Linden for the recognition. You want to say anything?
Hi.
Hi. The cats are here too, and we
Lucy
all are
tried to
enjoying
get-
this.
Lucy tried to get on the camera. She was like on behind, and she put a paw on the.
Our cats are trying to get on the camera too, and I don't know if you guys can see us, but we're sitting here on the couch, and all the cats keep milling around trying to get to be stars too. So,
We can't see you.
oh, that's too bad. All right, well, thank you so much for everything. It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday in person,
Thank
Mayor.
you so much.
You're quite welcome. The pleasure's ours.
Thank you. You want to say anything else? You can say goodbye.
We-
Bye.
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 Animals. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, Mrs. Tomasic?
Okay.
Now, if you'd like, gotta unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Armstrong and the Linden Council for this very kind recognition. It has been my honor to work with the Linden student district. All this year, we have been, they are going in speaking Chinese and have watched their expansion for their worldview toward other culture and countries. Linden is a unique city. It has found a way to do things that students in other districts could only dream about. Linden made a unique experience happen because it had been vision that saw the value in such interaction. The leaders of this work are a close bond formed by all students with their parents in China and Taiwan. It is something that we should all be very proud because we did it for all students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jupeng.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna now move on to ordinances on hearing, starting with ordinance 66-9.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the city of Linden, passed August 15, 1995, and approved August 16, 1995. Add Schedule 4QQ2.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Please use your raised hand icon. Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President. I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 66-9. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed, Mr. Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6610.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 2, Administration of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and is amended and supplemented. Being ordained by the council of the city of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 2, Administration shall be in the same as hereby amended as follows: delete Section 2-13.BE2, add new section 2-13.5BE2.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6610. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
yes,
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed, Mr.
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Yes. Blaine,
Yes.
Medina. Mr. Medina? Hickey?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay. Ordinance 6611.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and is amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, shall be in the same, is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-33, handicap parking regulations, 7-33.1A, handicap parking on street. Add 14A, University Circle, 1 space.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
yes, thank you. Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 66-11, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second, please.
Mrs.
I'm sorry,
Ormond,
second.
Yes,
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Yes. Blaine. Mr. Blaine?
Councilman Blaine?
Yes.
Medina,
Yeah, looks like he,
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
yes. Okay, ordinance 6612.
Bond ordinance amending bond ordinance number 65-32, finally adopted by the city council of the city of Linden, New Jersey on August 17th, 2021.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Please use your raised hand icon. Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 66-12, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
He got dropped.
Hickey.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. A ordinance 6613,
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $593,670 for the acquisition of various items of capital equipment for the police department and authorizing the issuance of $563,986 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone that, from the public that wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 66-13. Approve it and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Blaine,
Yes.
Hickey.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes, Councilman Medina is back.
Mr. Medina,
Yes.
Ordinance 6614,
bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $498,300 for various park improvements for the Department of Parks and Recreation and authorizing the issuance of $473,385 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
The air fryer.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance number 66-14, adopted and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6615,
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $445,000 for the acquisition of various items of capital equipment for the fire department and authorizing the issuance of $423,225 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6615. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6616,
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $335,500 for a rear load sanitation truck with plow for the Division of Public Works and authorizing the issuance of $318,725 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the appropriation.
has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 66-16. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6617.
A bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $242,000 for the acquisition of sports utility vehicles and related equipment accessories for the police department, and authorizing the issuance of $229,900 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been?
No,
received?
ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Thank you. Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 66-17. Approve it and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6618.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $225,500 for City Hall elevator upgrades for the Division of Buildings and Grounds, and authorizing the issuance of $214,225 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to
I
move
make a motion.
66-18, close the public hearing and ask for its approval. Second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6619.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $47,300 for acquisition of a lift truck for the Division of Vehicle Maintenance, and authorizing the issuance of $44,935 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public wish to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6619. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6620.
An ordinance amending the city code of the city of Linden to create chapter 18 recreational cannabis establishments.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public?
20.
20. Yeah, is there anyone from the public wish to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the ordinance, or close the hearing, I should say, on ordinance number 66-20, adopted, and to ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Absolutely not. No.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6621.
An ordinance amending Chapter 31 of the Code of the City of Linden zoning to include cannabis businesses.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public that wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance number 6621, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
No. And in fact, I'd like to rescind my last vote. I wasn't paying close attention to the notes. So.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes. No. No.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
No.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, ordinance 6622.
Bond ordinance providing for preliminary project expenses for the Linden Airport redevelopment project located in the Linden Airport redevelopment area and appropriating $175,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $175,000 bonds or notes of the city to finance the cost thereof.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public wish to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance number 66-22, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Steve.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda items. All items are listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. Items number 1 through 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Does any member of council wish to remove any items? Six.
Six.
Items number 1 through,
5.
oh, okay. 5. Okay, can we have a motion, please?
I want to make a motion to close the hearing on the consent agenda items 1 through 5 and adopt it and ask for a second.
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 Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to now move on to committee reports and comments from members of the governing body. We'll start with Councilwoman Ormond in the first ward, please.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to start with my Budget Review and Finance Committee report. Approval is requested for the following finance actions. Number one, the payments of bills totaling $1,612,239,000.61. Bills have been signed by the mayor, council president, and the finance chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the clerk's office. We are also in receipt of the investments made by the city treasurer for the month of February at the rate of 0.05%. I move for approval and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Blade.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Councilman Mohammed.
Roman,
Yes.
Yes.
Strano,
What do we vote?
the finance report.
Okay, yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Go ahead, Councilwoman Ormond.
Thank you, Council President. Now for the Division of Transportation and Parking. I hereby submit the monthly financial report for the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of February 2022. This report includes the collection of on and off street parking, meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collection is $1,391. The New York side collections, $618. Railroad credit card transactions, $24,407.55. Railroad permits, $221.60. Online railroad permits, $498. Parking meter collections, $9,010.85. And merchant permits, $375. The grand total, $36,522. Submitted by Tyrone L. Gibbons, our traffic maintenance supervisor. I'd also like to take the time to acknowledge his outstanding work and making sure that our sign department is organized and that the area where they're working has been overhauled. And it's such an improvement in what it was in the past. So thank you, Mr. Gibbons, for your hard work and for making sure that everything is, like I said, neatly organized and up to our standards. I'd also like to reach out and say a special thank you to the Building and Grounds Department. I reached out to Jerry Bishop and let him know that the garbage cans around around the Linden High School were in disarray and they needed to be replaced because the children were just like throwing garbage on the ground. Within a week, we had brand new garbage receptacles around our school with a game plan to add additional ones to make sure that we try to keep that area beautiful. I'd also like to mention that on East Gibbon Street, there around the 15th, which is shortly, there's going to be gas line replacement. Will commence, like I said, within the next day or so, and the completion date is May 1st. If you have any questions about the parking and what you should do with your cars, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than glad to accept your phone calls and your emails regarding the strict restrictions and stipulations. I would like to also give a brief comment about our accident review committee. I have made a point of just trying to educate not only the ward, but the whole entire city as to what we do, why we do it, and how we do it by focusing in on one specific item each month. Last month, I specifically spoke about how we handle handicap parking. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about the four-way and blinking lights. Four-way stop signs are legal after we do a comprehensive study and determine whether or not we fit all of the state's criteria. The main thing for a four-way stop sign is that we have to have at least 5 accidents within a 12-month rolling period. Now, those accidents, naturally we determine whether or not there's speed, whether or not there's visibility, but if there's not 5, we cannot just put them up, without any rhyme or reason. The blinking lights that everybody is requesting on their busy intersections, those corners cost us approximately $3,600 for those signs. So we're asking council people to be really selective when they ask for those blinking signs and to do everything possible before we just put those up. We want to make sure that our line of visibility has been cleared, that parking, we may have put yellow restrictions for parking on the corners before we just throw up something that's that costly. We have a problem with DeWitt and Curtis. So we're putting a pedestrian beacon there because that's been an area where there's been several accidents and the line of visibility coming down that hill is just, it's challenging. So it is an area of concern and we're doing everything possible to make sure that we just take pedestrian safety at heart. The summer is here, or the spring is approaching, I should say. We're already into daylight savings time. I'm seeing more kids out on their bikes, their scooters, and I'm also seeing more students and kids walking the streets. So we're asking for the pedestrians, please be extra careful when you're walking and crossing. And for the people that are driving, please keep in mind, we have a lot of children. Walking your dogs. I've seen a huge number of people walking their dogs in the last couple of days when the weather has gotten nice. Please remember to pick up after your dog. It's important for hygiene and just the safety of our community. I would like to just say thank you, Council President, and the entire council for just being such great team players and helping us to keep Linden a wonderful and safe place. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. First, I'd like to request a street light installation of pole number 64284 LD, which is at 601 Pennsylvania Avenue, and also pole number 61607 LD, which is at 801 West Henry Street, which is at the corner of Miltonia Street. I make a motion for approval of both installations of street lights at both of these locations and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakotis.
Yes. Okay, Councilman Javik.
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the fire department, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of February 2022. A total of $9,472.36. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $59,319.33 for February have been added to the total deposits for 2022 totaling $113,839.92. In addition, our new billing company, Coronis Health, has submitted their ambulance billing for the month of February 2022. This amount is $20,548.02 for the year to date. So this brings our total deposits for the month of February to $83,867.35, and total deposits year to date for 2022 to $138,387.94. Also, our health department, in conjunction with the St. George Pharmacy, is continuing to hold weekly COVID-19 vaccination and rapid antigen testing clinics every Monday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Linden Library. The clinics are free and open to all. Additionally, the Board of Health has received some calls from residents concerned, I should say, about the microcellular optical repeater equipment, or what is being referred to as cell towers, attached to utility poles. They have contacted the company who owns the equipment and requested that they come out to take readings and inspect all of their such equipment located within the city to ensure that it is functioning properly and within the safety parameters as regulated by the FCC. Also, as a reminder, we still need 4 to 5 more crossing guards. If you have interest, please stop by the Traffic Bureau in City Hall to submit an application or online at the City of Linden website. Good evening, everyone. A matter of great importance is what's going on right now in our world. We are witnessing the dissolution of cities, the desecration and elimination of a people's heritage. Why? A land grab, to go backwards as a society. This armed aggression will feel the effects of international isolation. As a repercussion, we as a country may have misfortune in many ways. Also, America will have to operate in a new way of creativity, and some things may have to change. We need to support the Ukrainian people and the more than 3 million refugees leaving their country. This is the fastest growing crisis in Europe since World War II, mostly consisting of women and children. I believe as a country, the America I support and defend, we can come together with our world by putting aside differences and bring the human race into its future. God bless us and God bless America. I can be reached at 908-494-4608. My email is javik at linden-newjersey.gov or Facebook, Second Ward Councilman Barry E. Javik. Information is available on our City of Linden website. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilwoman Caldwell.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. The Code and Construction Department has issued 289 permits, and processed 436 certificates for the month of February 2022, and they generated a total of $85,913. I want to thank Mark Bertacco for working hard. I mean, there's a lot of development going on in Linden, and I just want to recognize him and the team for processing all those certificates and permits. They do a lot of work and they're vital to the city. I just want to thank them. As for IT, the 4th Ward Park, Dr. Martin Luther King Park, the internet service provider should have the internet installed in the next 3 months. Office 365 order has been completed and will be finished being installed on 5/30/2022. Wi-Fi for all city departments currently in progress, and the completion should be April 30th, 2022. And the iris scanners install is currently in progress, 9 of 14 currently installed, with 1 being installed and not working as of this email. Also, G Suite for code and construction should be completed once they're finished their training with the upgraded system. I want to give a special shout out to Public Works, 3 DPW workers, Ashton Giles, Brandon Petaway, James Julius. They were in the 4th Ward helping my father. My father is 82 years old. He's been in Linden for as long as I've been alive, and he was the ice cream man. And he was, struggling with bringing the tables out because my parents threw out their kitchen set. And the guys got off the truck and went in the yard and basically put it in the truck for my father. And I really thank them. And they also told the 19-year-old guy on the job, you missed out on great ice cream, because my father used to have an ice cream truck. So I just want to thank them. And also to my 3rd Ward residents, you can reach me at 908-531-0676. My email is mcaldwell@linden-newjersey.gov. It's best to call me or text me, and I will get back to you. That concludes my report, Council President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Mohammed? Councilman Mohammed?
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Council President. My dear friends and constituents, as we look forward with a great anticipation of the arrival of spring, I'd like to once again acknowledge our dedicated city employees for a well-managed season of snow and ice events, including this past Saturday. This month, I was delighted to have facilitated a bit more sweeping activity as requested by you. Thanks to DPW for addressing these issues, even when dealing with sorely needed repairs to 2 of our 3 sweepers. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. You can expect spring housekeeping to take place within the Martin Luther King Park the moment favorable ground conditions exist. At this time, I'd like very much to wish all the residents and families of our fine city a very happy Easter and Passover. It is my prayer and fervent wish for the aggression against the Ukrainian people to stop. God bless the Ukrainian people, and God bless America, and God bless the Western people to stand up against aggression and bullies. They will not be tolerated. I can be reached at 908-463-4843. Text your concerns to me, and I guarantee you I'll get right back to you and answer your concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mohammed. Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Linden and 6th Ward residents. I just wanted to go over a few things in the ward, mostly maintenance issues. So for the past couple weeks, there's been a string of robberies in the 6th Ward. Usually we've been lucky enough over my 2 terms that we haven't had a lot of package thieves or people breaking into cars in the neighborhood. But the whole, our forum on Facebook lit up as people came through and just brazenly stole packages off of people's doorsteps. We had some great video and pictures because there is a ton of Ring cameras in our neighborhood. So we have great photos, and Police Chief David Hart had said that they would be charged with a 3rd-degree crime when Linden Police Department catches them, which I'm sure they will. So I'm very thankful for the residents doing their part and keeping out the neighborhood watch. Sidewalks, as I said last month, the city has not done any sidewalks in over 2 years because of issues with contractors. If you had asked for concrete work, we have not forgotten about you. I'm told that we'll be doing sidewalks this year, and any money previously allocated to the wards will still be there for each ward as we go through with these projects. Please call me if you have any sidewalks to add to the list, and I'll add it to the list. Hampton and Smith, there's 73 homes over down in Hampton and Smith, which is near the old GM and new Walmart Legacy Square, tucked up against the train tracks near the Broadway border. My last few reports have included this absolute mess that's been going over on Pleasant Street. If you go to Walmart or go to 1 and 9, you see the absolute mess going on in these lots. It's a former employee lot for GM employees. I'm really just fed up with the way this company's left this property. I've been running around those lots my entire life. My dad worked at GM for 25 years. These lots, I'm 34, these lots have never been in worse shape. It's come to the where there's unsafe conditions over there, not only for the residents walking, but also for people driving with overgrown grass. There's a pile of dirt that's the size of 2 houses. It's been sitting there for 2 years now. The owners of the property finally got back to me. They say it's a contractor issue, and they just as of today said it would be rectified next week. I really hope that's true. I want to thank Mr. Laspinoso and the mayor's office for pressing them with me for them to clean this up. No one wants the city to look like it over there, and we feel you. Obviously, you guys have it tough living back over there. So the company, who's the owner, is asking the city to allow them to use that property in a permittable way. As you may remember, anything in the runway zone from Linden Airport, which is where these properties are, cannot build most buildings. So you can only use the lot for, say, storing cars or vans, or among other things. Going forward, I'm going to ask the 60-some homeowners and the residents of Hampton Smith to be a part of this conversation, probably through a community meeting where the elected officials and you will get together to have a conversation. I want to thank Dave Martinez, Nick Pantine, and Jerry Bishop for taking care of that sidewalk issue for us today over on Clinton Street. The girl fell through a sidewalk, and it was really, really tough to see because you saw it on video. I'm glad they went out there and fixed it immediately. I've petitioned multiple times and for multiple things to the Traffic Review Committee. Another four-way stop signs I'm asking to have reviewed to see if we hit that 5 accident threshold. On Kennedy Drive, we have people going down the wrong way because the temporary obstruction that we put to do not enter on Kennedy's one way blew away. It basically blew across the street. Now people are going in the one way. I know the traffic department, Captain Gunther and Lieutenant Conk are on that. So I appreciate that. Wheeler Park, as they are still redoing the turf over there. I have been walking Wheeler Park with the 6-word mascot, Little Teddy, and I'm going to be asking the county to fix a few things up over there so that when it goes to blooming season, it doesn't get out of control in that park. As for the graveyard, we're also having a few issues with trees. I just want to, and actually rodents. I just want to let you know that I will be meeting with the president of Rosedale Cemetery this coming week. I'm being very thorough with the issues so that if you get them out of the way in the spring, they won't be a problem all year. And with that, please keep the people of Ukraine in your thoughts and prayers. Ralph Dunham is scheduled to on the retirements, or went on the retirement already. I just want to say thank you for your service to the city, Ralph. And that goes for all the retirees. And thank you. If anyone has any questions, please call me, 908-494-5784. I just wanted to finish this one real quick. School 10's having a Tricky Tray this coming weekend. Please come out and support. It was awesome 2 years ago when I went, and I donated a gift card, and I can't wait to go there myself. So please come out and support the PTA School 10 if you can. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Strano?
Thank you, Council President. Start with the personnel report. Number 1, in the police department, approve the hiring of police recruits Pedro Baez and Tiara Acevedo, 22nd of 2022. B is the appointment of Michael Medina and Emily Steets as public safety telecommunicator training at the annual salary of $40,000 effective March 16th, 2022, pending the successful completion of all requirements based upon the needs of the city and the application. The residency waiver to Michael Medina and Emily Steets. C is accepting the resignation in good standing of 4 police recruit Pedro Baez effective March 7th of 2022. Number 2, A is accepting a salary correction for Shannon Murphy, firefighter recruit, to her existing salary of $47,500 effective February 14th of 2022. Number 3, Treasury. A is accepting the resignation in good standing of student assistant Siniqua Walcott effective February 28th of 2022. B is permission to post for a full-time accounting assistant due to a vacancy with a salary range of $45,000 to $65,000. 4, in the Department of Community Services, Division of Public Works, A is to approve the appointment of Robin Larson as a right-to-know coordinator with an annual stipend of $3,525 retroactive to January 1st of 2022. B is to approve amending the hire date of Eddie Salas Jr. Laborer 1 to March 7th of 2022. C is approve the change in compensation for Junior Posey, mechanics helper to $18 per hour based on a change in work hours from full-time to part-time, not to exceed 19.5 hours per week, effective March 16th of 2022. 5, in the Board of Health, A is to approve amending the hire date of Hannah Beckles, RN, public health nurse part-time at the hourly rate of $43.95 to February 28th of 2022, not to exceed 25 hours per week. B is to approve the ratification of the separation of Hilton Conrad, a COVID generalist, from the city, which will be effective March 8th of 2022. C is approve the posting the position for a COVID. 6, in the Recreation Department, accepting the resignation in good standing of Terry Thompson, omnibus driver, effective March 25th, 2022. B is approval of the seasonal list, which is on file in the clerk's office. 7, in the tax collector's office. A, accept the resignation not in good standing for Katarzyna Kozak, clerk 3, effective March 8th of 2022. Note on your the reports that you may have that there's a typo there that said 2020. B is a permission to post for a full-time clerk 1 due to a vacancy at the annual salary of $34,548. A is the personnel, approve the FMLA and JFLA leaves that are on file with the Personnel Division. B is to approve the agreement with the FMBA Local 234 regarding conducting fire inspections. For a second.
Second,
Mrs. Ormond,
yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey. Mrs. Yamakitis.
Yes.
Council President, I may need an extra minute. I have a
Councilman.
couple of pages on my report here. This is in my chairmanship of the different committees. In engineering, which is part of our Department of Community Services, we have a home improvement program in the city of Linden. And anybody that's out there that may be listening to this, this is grant monies, part of a housing and urban development grant. And this is a program that's been around for many years where you can get home improvements done. And if you home for this amount of years, those upgrades will be forgiven. Contact your local council person because each one of them has the flyer that our city engineering department put together, or you can contact our city engineering department themselves. The details are spelled out in the flyers on how to qualify and how to apply. This has been on the kind of the back burner due to our pandemic, where we really didn't want anybody in our homes outside of our immediate family, but seeing that we seem to be coming out of this, we want to get this program up and running. The money is there, it's available. And for those people that are in need of it to bring their houses up to code, they should take advantage of it. Shout out to our Department of Community Services, which includes our engineering and DPW department, for getting the washout repaired on the Mopsic Avenue Bridge over Westbrook. I don't know if everyone is aware, but all of the bridges and culverts, with few exceptions in Union County, are the responsibility of Union County. It's primarily the structures themselves, but in this case, the damage from Hurricane Ida exacerbated a problem with erosion to the point where the sidewalk was in danger of being undermined and falling through. The county DPW Bridge Department was courteous in performing the immediate repairs. It may need additional work. It's not a complete repair, but at least it's safe for now. And I'd also like to thank former city employee Steve Casper and his wife for bringing it to my attention. and then apologize for taking as long as it did to get to where we are now. On that note of Westbrook, it needs a lot of attention, and it warrants mentioning that our engineering department has hired Princeton Hydro to evaluate the condition of the brook and make recommendations for design and restoration of Westbrook, which is again, besides silting up, there's erosion problems along the banks, all the way where it crosses from 11th Street all the way into the 6th Ward. A sidewalk visit was scheduled last week, but it was rescheduled to a later date due to an emergency. I'll be joining them as we examine the brook from 11th Street to the entrance to the reservoir in the Phillips 66 property. I hope to report on progress in the ensuing months. On a safety note, our Department of Community Services / Buildings and Grounds is going to be installing fencing along the 7th Ward Park, in 7th Ward Park along 17th and 18th Street in order to prevent young children from darting out into the street there. This is warranted due to the increased traffic from the creation of the one-way street on 15th Street, which is diverting northbound traffic to the other streets leading to Southwood Avenue from South Style Street. And lastly, the closeout for the South Style Street resurfacing project has a few punch list items that are still outstanding, and one of which is the proper installation of the crosswalk at 18th Street with a handicap ramp, which is supposed to be started within the next week or so. And that concludes my report for this evening, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Okay, Councilman Blaine?
Thank you, Council President. First of all, I'd just like to say welcome back. Your leadership was missed, and we love to see you back at the helm. So,
Thank
you. Next, I'd like to congratulate Ralph Dunham on his retirement. Fine job you've done in the city. We truly going to miss you, miss your efforts, and just want to congratulate you on a job well done. That being said, let's get right into Parks and Recreation. My eyes are shot, so excuse me for putting on some cheaters this evening. So get right to it. The Linden Health Department, along with Mayor Armstead, in conjunction with the Linden Public Library, have partnership with St. George Pharmacy to offer free vaccination booster every Monday from 6:30 to 8:30. And the clinics will be held at the Linden Library, 31 East Henry Street. That's every Monday, 6:30 to 8:30. If you haven't been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. I don't know if anyone's watching the news, but China has just announced another variant and they're shutting down cities. So please take it serious. And if you haven't, I encourage each and every one of you to get vaccinated. Just one of the good things that's getting ready to take place in all our parks across the city, especially at Wilson, St. Mark's, and Dr. King, we have new courts coming. There's a grant in place. So I hope the person that's going to replace Ralph Dunham will work with me and let's get this project off the ground and get some grants, get some bids in and get those projects up and running. We have summer season applications in. We're just like every other corporation in America, there's a shortage of labor. And if you know someone that's interested in being a camp counselor, please encourage them to look on the Linden website and get an application. It's very important that we have a summer program for the kids, especially as this weather breaks. We've all been have cabin fever, and I know these kids want to get out and have some fun. So encourage some of the older folks. You must be 18 years of older. The older kids to fill out your application and contribute to the community. It's definitely a job that's very rewarding. The senior buses are going to be up and running. We have a little bit of challenge there, but Mayor Armstead have proved that he wants these programs to continue, and we're going to keep those seniors out and shopping and all the centers and the grocery stores. So kudos to Mayor Armstead and his dedication for making sure that those seniors still get around. Summer concert series, even with Ralph Dunham leaving us, are 99% of the bands are booked. So please look forward, come on out, let's have a good time. Meals on Wheels are resuming first Thursday of April, but I would be remiss if I didn't say my condolence to the Bursick family at the loss of Teresa, who's done a fine job on Meals on Wheels. Our deepest condolences to you and your family. But we'll continue. The Easter egg hunt will continue Saturday, April 18th. So make sure you participate, come on out and let's have some fun. The weather should be nice. So that should be a good event. So let's get right to our 8th ward. Everyone knows that these last several months have been very challenging, from Ida to bad weather to snowstorms, and even dealing with the pandemic. You have to give your hats off to our DPW department, our police department, our firemen, and all the people who keep this city running, because we faced some challenges and we met them head on. We've continued the progress of the city. So I know people are complaining about the streets being ripped up because the necessary gas upgrades, gas line upgrades that had to be done. Soon, our streets will be repaved at some point, and we'll get back to normal streets as we experienced here in Linden for a long time. 8th Ward is having a community meeting. I have to announce this, and I'll probably say it twice. The 8th Ward community meeting will be held March 28th at Jersey Lanes, 6:30. Hopefully we'll have police representation. We'll have some representation from City Hall, along with DPW department. Please come out, express your concerns, and let's talk about how we can improve our city as opposed to just sitting back complaining. I received an email from a gentleman over at Monmouth and Chandler, and he complained about cars being parked there for some time and unregistered. Well, when I asked the gentleman, listen, I'll be glad to meet with you just so you can show me what the problem is. And he just refused to meet with me. How can I help you if you're not willing to meet me and show me what your concerns are? So if that person is listening, please reach out to me, 908-612-8995. I'll be willing to come out to see you after work, Saturday, Sunday, at your convenience. Let's make our community a community that we are proud to live in. Sidewalk pavings haven't been done in some time. We're having contract issues, but I know a bunch of residents are complaining and waiting patiently. I ask that you continue to be patient, because we'll get to you as soon as a contractor becomes available, and that process will begin again. I just want to say that.
When you need some extra time?
Yeah, give me an extra minute if you don't mind. So I've talked with Jerry Bishop and some of the guys over there, DPW, and I know we have some problem areas like Baltimore Avenue and some other avenues on the other side of the 8th Ward. Just know that I'm working on getting a routine cleanup commitment from DPW, so that even if it's just once a month, these guys come out and clean those areas, because people are just flying by and just flinging their coffee cups and whatever they may have in their car right onto the streets. Again, let's work together, keep our community together. If you see debris around your house because of a garbage can has been knocked over, listen, take pride in where you live. Pick up the debris around your house that's on your lawn. It doesn't matter if you put it there or didn't put it there. Pick it up, because it just makes for a better environment for all of us. And that being said, I want to say once again, community meeting, 8th Ward community meeting, March 28th, 6:30, Jersey Lanes in Linden. Please come out, tell your neighbors to come on out. I invite all the council members that's willing to come out and meet some of the people of the 8th Ward. We'll have a good time. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilman Medina?
All right. Thank you, Council President. Just give me 1 second here. I just wanted to turn on my camera. All right, here we go. Just bear me 1 more second. My sinuses are acting up. Allergies were today. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Awesome. Just real quick, first, good evening, everyone. Especially everyone in the 9th Ward. First, let me just congratulate Amelia Hanger and her parents and her family for doing such an amazing job and encouraging such a positive behavior. You don't see a lot of that these days. So it's really inspiring to hear great stories like this of our young people, our little ones, just thinking outside their, what I call the norm or their box, because it really is, it really does take someone truly special to really think outside the box and really be involved in their community. I also want to thank Andrea from Swarthmore, right around the corner from me. Her and her husband donated, I believe, was 20 boxes of Friskies canned food to Fola's. I helped make the arrangement with Ms. Murgo a couple of weekends ago, and it was sorely needed for the folks at Fola's, and every little bit helps. I also adopted cats from Fola's in the past. Not ready for another cat yet, but I definitely will be going back, returning to Fola's to look for another animal and whatnot, and support them in whatever they need. So we don't talk about them often. It was a great reminder just hearing little Amelia and what she's done for them and the work that she's doing to support that organization. So I just want to get that, make sure I recognize her and her family, and also Andrea, my neighbor from around the corner, for her generous donation to Fola's as well. Just a quick, just a few items for the 9th Ward. Just like my colleagues mentioned earlier, God, the weather's getting nice. Unless Mother Nature wants to throw us another cold day, but the weather's getting nice, and hopefully we can continue on the same track. But with that, you know, kids were cooked up all winter long. The bikes are coming out. Folks are walking. You see families on the road, you know, just visiting our parks. And matter of fact, I was able to get back home early enough. I stuck most of the day in Long Island for work, and it was all of our parks, specifically in the 9th Ward, were just filled with kids and folks just enjoying the parks. So, you know, I just remind folks, just be careful, especially folks that are driving through the community. Take it a little bit slow, please. That's all I ask. Again, the police are tasked with a lot of things, and they're overburdened, and they can only get to so many places at a time. And so I just ask folks, let's play our part, and let's be responsible adults, responsible human beings, and keep everyone safe. At the end of the day, we want to enjoy the amenities this town has to offer and just be neighborly. So just want to put that out there. Also, this Thursday is Purim for the Jewish community. So there will be a lot of children out there dressed in their costumes, going home to home, I guess picking up treats or gifts and whatnot. But you're going to see a lot of that out there as well. And again, I just ask folks to be cognizant of that. But we're going to see a lot of kids, a lot more kids, especially if this weather continues the way it was today. And again, sidewalks and whatnot, I'll give a better update next month, but I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more infrastructure projects throughout the 9th Ward, specifically sidewalks and roads and whatnot. I know engineering, I know I bug the hell out of them, but they know I do it for good reason. At the end of the day, you know, folks want to see a nice clean cut curb community, just like the rest of Linden. And you know what, it's my job to try to make that happen. So I appreciate their patience and their time when I do call, and because I know they have 10 others, including the mayor, calling their office and making requests to look into items and whatnot. So thank you in advance for that. I also want to thank DPW and Buildings and Grounds. I sent an email the other day. Those guys are doing an amazing job. Also, the sign guys as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very professional, very helpful to residents. And I'm just observing. So again, big thank you for that. And lastly, I want to talk about a topic that I brought up last night. I know the council have discussed this in the past, and I know there's a resident on hold to speak up on this topic.
You'll
But
need extra time, Councilman?
I do, just one more minute and I'll wrap it up with this, Council President. Thank you. It's the 5G towers. You know, we're still looking into this. I personally don't want them in the community. If I had a choice, I could flick, love to flick a finger and have them suckers yanked out of those poles tomorrow. I asked the council, our city attorney, to please take a deep dive into this, see what documents were signed back in 2013, where we could find language in there about these 5G towers, because I don't believe 5G towers were even around in 2013. I think we were just coming out of going into 4G, if I remember correctly, or still in 3G. But this is a danger. I can resonate, with the community. I don't know much about these things. I'm reading from both ends, and quite frankly, these things are not aesthetically pleasing, but even more severe is I believe they do pose a potential health risk. And again, I can't back it up. I'm not a scientist. I'm not certifying anything, but we have way too many children to have these things up. And quite honestly, these things should not be up in any residential area in the city of Linden, in my opinion. And I would love to see that. But again, we need to let the process just go through. Hopefully our city attorney will report back to us with our city engineers and see if the process was followed from 2021 ordinance that we adopted. So I ask folks to just be patient. I know it's scary. And I want to thank, I know Michelle's on the waiting to speak. She'll speak in the public portion, but she's been very active in collecting signatures. I think over 185 signatures or 200 signatures were already collected. People don't want these. So again, I beg the council. I believe I have the consensus of a council, but we're waiting to hear back. And I just ask folks to be patient. Anyone needs to reach out to me, 908-986-6100. You call me, text me, or email me at amedina@linden-nj.gov. That concludes my report. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Councilwoman Hickey.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everybody. Of course, I have the same sentiments, concerns, and thank yous of my fellow council members, my colleagues. So my report won't be too long. I've had a couple of residents reach out to me. I think we still have a lot of residents who are having problems and have a lot of pride and are afraid to ask for food. So in addition to our food bank in Linden, I want to let everybody know that the County of Union has 3 emergency food distribution events going on. March 19th at Kane University, that's a drive-through that starts at 8 a.m. On March 26th at the Gerald B. Green Plaza, and that's a walk-up food distribution. And also a holiday distribution on April 9th at 8 a.m. And that's a drive-through at Kane as well. It's all first come, first serve, but it's no questions asked. So please, if you know anybody in need, or even if it's yourself, with the rising prices of food, gasoline, it's making a big dent in all of our pockets. And we try to maintain our homes, and it's just not easy now. So please, don't hesitate to use the things that Union County is providing to us as taxpayers. From our Buildings and Grounds Department, just quickly, they're getting ready to get our parks ready for spring and summer. As Councilman Medina mentioned, there are lots of people and families just enjoying the weather right now, getting out there, walking around. Safety is always a huge issue, and we want to maintain the safest neighborhoods, and we can only do that with our residents watching out for others and helping us with that aspect. Also, Purim holiday is Thursday. I received a nice invitation to attend an event, which was very, very nice. and also when we receive these invites, we get a little synopsis of what the holiday is about, which I really love learning about in our community. And this is going to bring a lot of increased foot pedestrian traffic in I know the 10th Ward, 9th Ward, 1st Ward. You will see a lot of children in costumes, like our children, other children would dress up for Halloween, and it's a huge day of celebration. I'm hoping to attend the celebration that they're having, but as usual, it's St. Patrick's Day as well. And I'm always been committed to cutting about 325 pounds of corned beef for our seniors and disabled at the Linden Housing Authority. Hopefully afterwards, I won't be too burnt out to attend this nice event given. With that being said, if you need to reach me, 908-347-4548. And as my fellow colleague, Councilman Medina, I'm also looking forward to learning more about these 5G towers, since it's a concern to many of my residents as well. I wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day, a very joyous Purim, and have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Barnett mentioned the egg hunt. I just want to make a correction. The date is April 16th, and it's at 11 a.m. at Wilson Park. It's for children ages 12 and under, and it's sponsored by Mayor Armstead, the Mayor's Youth Commission, the Department of Public Property, and the Linden Department of Parks and Recreation. Again, that is April 16th. You just show up. Please bring your own Easter basket or a bag will be provided. Okay. Also from the Linden Library, they're open. They're starting their movies at the library again, chair yoga. There's tax information and forms available if anybody wants. They have a very interactive website, a lot of information on there. Ebooks available. I encourage everyone to go to their website. I'd like to also congratulate our retirees in the city. We have from our Recreation Director, Ralph Dunham, Public Property, John Fleming, and Officer Scott Jones. Thank you for your service, and we wish you the best in your retirement. I also like to announce, Council discussed last night, we will be going back into our council chambers next month. Okay, so we will not be virtual unless something happens in between now and then with COVID, but we are planning on reopening and coming back in person next month, so we will be back in person. Okay, Mayor Armstead?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Like to make a few announcements this evening. On March 3rd, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony for our solar farm at our landfill. As I mentioned before, the city signed a lease agreement with the developer, Navisan, for 20 years to place solar panels on our old landfill. So this lease agreement provides the city with over $250,000 a year and will provide approximately 1,000 of our city residents with an opportunity to save 15 to 20% off their electric bill due to the community solar program. We're very pleased with this project, as it has taken years to get off the ground, but we finally finished it. Moving on, over the last couple of years, there's been rumors about LA Fitness coming to Legacy Shopping Center on Route 1 and 9, where the new Walmart is. The truth of the matter is, LA Fitness did sign a lease agreement with the developer before the pandemic, but then backed out of the lease due to the pandemic. The good news is they've re-signed the lease and already have they've re-signed the lease and already have previous planning board approvals. They plan to have a shovel in the ground by the late spring or early summer, and it's going to be built right next to the Super Walmart, and hopefully LA Fitness will be operational by the end of this year. I'm also happy to announce that Kids Empire is now officially open in our Legacy Square Shopping Center. I passed it several times and can attest that they have been very busy, especially during the weekend as the parking lot has been practically filled with parents seeking a place to take their younger children. Speaking of Legacy Square,
Mayor, you froze up. Mayor, we lost you. Mayor seems to be having technical difficulties.
Honestly, Council President, if I may, an abrupt stop like that can only mean a battery failure of some sort, probably.
All right.
Perhaps Councilman Mohammed could
Yeah.
pass it off to him.
Councilman Mohammed? He's coming in here. Okay. You need any assistance, you think? Okay, please everyone bear with us. The mayor's having some technical difficulties. He should be on shortly. Mike? Mayor Armstead, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm.
Let me unmute and let's go back to the video. Okay, I'm back in business again.
Okay, thank you.
Where I went out at, I think I was talking about the warehouse at the former Walmart property. Again, the developer there is Centerpoint, who had advised me that there's some delays in the demolition of the buildings on this property, but they did confirm that they did plan to start demolition within the next week or so. They plan on building a Class A warehouse on this property. The last tenant who's at the property is CSL Plasma, who'll be leaving in the first week of April. My economic development team has instructed them to reach out to the people at Legacy Square and to also reach out to the people at Aviation Plaza in an effort to stay in Linden. And we certainly hope that they'll be able to stay in Linden. I want to thank all of those who attended the flag raising ceremony for the Ukraine. I want to thank my wife for putting it together. She basically put this together in about 24 to 48 hours, and we had a tremendous turnout. And I want everybody to know that the city of Linden, we stand firm with the residents of the Ukraine. It is a very terrible thing that has occurred there. We've seen this type of aggression in the past, and aggression unchecked is something that will allow countries to continue to propagate aggression. So we're just hoping that the world community will continue with the embargoes, that will continue with the economic pressure to convince Russia this is not a worthwhile venture for them. Again, we stand firm with the people of the Ukraine. I'd like to express my condolences for Teresa Verchik. Teresa worked over in recreation. She handled our nutrition program for the seniors. I've spoken to Ralph Dunham, the director there, and have encouraged him to utilize other members of his staff until we can move forward with a different plan until we can move forward trying to hire another individual. But at this time, I'm sure he can redirect some of his staff to be able to handle her duties. Also, as mentioned earlier by the councilman in the 8th Ward, Councilman Blaine, we have every intention on continuing with our senior busing to the malls and to the shopping centers in town. We lost our bus driver. She resigned. So we do have another person with a Class A CDL license, and that individual will be will guarantee that our program goes uninterrupted. Would like to congratulate Ralph Dunham on his retirement. As I mentioned last night to many members of the council, all things being equal, we had 3 very good candidates who applied when Ralph came in and applied for the job. But all things being equal, Ralph did have a connection here to Linden. And many people didn't know that when he first came on, but Ralph's grandfather was the first pastor at Mount Moriah, Greater Mount Moriah Baptist Church on 14th Street in Linden, New Jersey, a church that my grandmother and grandfather were the original co-founders of. So there was a connection there, and that was all things, like I said, all things equal, all good candidates, but Ralph's connection and Ralph's grandfather. Thank God for your grandfather, Ralph. You can thank him because he was a deciding factor in my vote, and that got you there. And it worked out well for us. You did a great job, and we hope we can fill your shoes. We're going to be working on that in the next couple of weeks as well. I'd like to also congratulate John Fleming on his retirement. John Fleming actually worked when the LMPC was being built. He was with the construction company over there doing the actual work, constructing that building. So John has been with that building from its inception. I want to thank him for his years of dedicated service to the multipurpose center, both before it was built and after and during. I do thank him for his commitment to the building there. And certainly we don't want to leave Officer Scott Jones. He shall not go forgotten as well. I want to wish him well in his retirement as well. Everybody else, happy St. Patty's Day coming up. And we have your Purim coming up also this Thursday. So we wish everybody who celebrates that particular holiday as well. As mentioned earlier, April 16th will be the Easter egg hunt. I just want to give everybody a little more insight. We basically carved out the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th, pending on weather conditions. But the 16th is the day of the Easter egg hunt. The Easter Bunny will be riding through town again as well. But again, we carved out those 3 days just in case if we get a bad report for the 16th and 17th, well, maybe we'll do it on a Friday on the 15th. But we'll keep you in the loop, and be on the lookout for Peter Cottontail, you young folks out there. Once again, everybody, and those of you, and not to go on slide, everybody have a happy Easter as well. And that's a very important day in many of our lives. God bless you all, and we'll see you next month in council chambers. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we're going to move on to resolutions. We have resolutions 2022-128 through 2022-150. Can we have a motion, please?
I move that we adopt resolution 2022-128 through 148 and ask for a second.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 128 to 150 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Motion.
Yes.
Who's the second?
Who made the second?
Monique.
Made the first. Okay.
Yeah, your microphone wasn't on.
Okay, good.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano, Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're moving on to ordinances on first reading, starting with ordinance 6623.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $114,400 for acquisition of firefighting equipment and personal protective equipment, and authorizing the issuance of $108,680 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction on ordinance 6623?
Council President, I move for introduction of ordinance number 6623 and request a second.
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 Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Min,
Deputy Clerk, you're getting cut off. I think you said Roman, so I'm just gonna say yes, respectfully.
Didn't call Councilman Mohammed.
Yes. You call Councilman Mohammed.
What's your vote,
What's your
sir?
vote?
My vote is yes.
Okay, thank you.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6624.
An ordinance continuing rent control in the city of Linden.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of 6624, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 66-24 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Zena,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6625.
An ordinance to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2022.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of 6625, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 66-25 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Councilman Mohammed,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Zena,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6626.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 31 zoning of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999. Passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, at Chapter 31 zoning, Section 31-44.2, amounts shall be in the same as hereby amended as follows. Amend Section 31-44.2 as follows. Initial deposits to escrow account on applications for development.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6626, please?
Motion for introduction and request a second on.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Councilman Mohammed,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6627.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 29, Land Development, of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the city of Linden, 1999. Passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 29, Land Development, Section 29-5.8, Schedule of Fees, shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Amend Section 29-5.8, Schedule of Fees.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6627, please?
Motion to introduce 6620.
Second.
Councilwoman Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Yes.
Omen?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Icky?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6628.
An ordinance adopting the redevelopment plan entitled Redevelopment Plan Block 309, lots 1, 2, 3, 21, and 22, DeWitt Terrace and St. George Avenue, pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 at sequence.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6628, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 6628 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Yes.
Finn?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6629.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 15th, 1995, and approved August 16th, 1995. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden to add Schedule 4QQ3.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6629, please?
Motion for introduction, request a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to the portion for public comment. No personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. Members of the public who may be attending were on mute until this portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use your raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will be closed. Okay? Okay, we have somebody with the name Michelle up there. Please give your name and address. You're unmuted. Michelle?
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, hello. My name is Michelle Gianetta, and my address is 10 Hillcrest Terrace, Linden.
Hey, go ahead, ma'am.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hold on 1 second. Carlos, I can't hear.
We had the same.
Can you skip? Can you guys skip? Because I can't hear you. Come back to me. I don't know.
We'll come back to you, okay? Okay, we'll move on to Peter Brown. Peter Brown? You're unmuted. Please state your name and address for the record. Peter Brown. Okay, I'm going to go back to Michelle right now.
Council President, we've been having the same problem with, even in caucus, with the public not being able to hear us once they're put to the microphone. Is there possible that there's a setting that needs to be adjusted?
I don't think so. We had earlier, we had Mrs. Tomasic. Yeah, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Michelle?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Go ahead. State your name and address again for the record.
Okay, my name is Michelle Giannetta and my address is 10 Hillcrest Terrace.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, can I state my concern?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Michelle Giannetta. I'm a concerned parent and resident in the city of Linden. I have been made aware that there is a cell phone tower a couple feet from my house. Living by a cell phone tower are known to cause sleep disturbances, headaches, memory loss, lack of concentration, fatigue, joint pain, and in the more serious form and usually targeting small children, cancers including malignant tumors of the brain. There can be no amount of money that can be placed on your residents' health, and I am completely opposed to living by this health hazard. As I stated, a petition which I shared in the Linden Facebook page, where it has received more than 185 signatures, and I would like to know what is the next step to have this removed. In addition to the safety check comment by, I believe it was a lawyer earlier, the FCC regulations have not been studied in the last 25 years, and a lot has changed since. We, the residents of Linden, are not guinea pigs. And as the awesome and very helpful Councilman Medina, thank you by the way, stated, if the council is opposed to cell towers, my next question is to Mayor Armstead. Why are they here against our will and without written notice or consent to the people who live within at least 1,500 feet? Also, why is this near our beautiful neighborhood School 10, which educates hundreds of young children? I will continue to go door to door and wake up as many residents to this horrendous health concern and inform them. But in the meantime, what can we do to have them removed? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You mentioned Councilman Medina. He had brought this up at our council caucus meeting last night. He referred our city attorney to look into this as well as our Board of Health. So, Mr. Antonelli?
Yeah, thank you, Council President. Just briefly, I'd like to say that number one, yes, Councilman Medina brought this up in caucus last night. Based upon my conversations with Councilman Medina, as well as Mayor Armstead, they instructed me to look into this issue and report back to council next month, which is what I'm going to do. But I do want to say on the record, Mayor Armstead is taking action and has instructed me to look into this issue. There is an agreement that apparently is letting these small cell sites to be installed within the city that was signed under the previous mayor, Mayor Gabunka. So it wasn't actually Mayor Derek Armstead's actions that have allowed this to happen. However, I am going to look into it. The city does have a consultant that advises us on these types of issues. I spoke to him today as well. I connected him with Councilman Medina. He's looking at that agreement. He's going to present me with options as to what we can do to address this issue, and then I'll report my findings back to council at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Antonelli.
You're welcome.
Mayor Armstead?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Yes, Dan Antonelli's comments are exactly correct. In addition to that, we've spoke with the Board of Health and in an effort to try to obtain more information with regards to the particular readings that are coming off of that particular box so that we can have a better understanding of what those readings are and what type of harm they could potentially cause our Linden residents. And if we find them to be harmful, you can rest assured that they'll be taken down. We don't fool around with the health and welfare and safety of our residents. So if they are harmful, they'll be coming down. And again, we just can't take them down. We have to make sure that we do our research and make sure that we're 100% in the right when we do take them down. But again, Dan Antonelli has indicated that we are taking action, and we will.
Thank you. Councilman Medina, I'll call on the council members when we close the public comment portion, okay? I'll call on you.
Thank you, Council President.
Peter Brown. Peter Brown. You're unmuted. Peter Brown. Hello?
Thought I heard something, Council President.
Sounded like he said hello. Peter Brown, we can't hear you. Hello? We're hearing hello, but that's all we're getting. Very faint.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
All right. So real quick in regards to the cell phone towers, I'm telling you for a fact it is an issue. As somebody who look at my resume, look at my background.
Hold on a minute. You got to state your name and address for the record, please.
Peter Brown, 101 East Blanky Street, apartment 19.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
In regards to the 4 5G towers, now since I left council, I've done research on various different sectors. Telecommunication is a sector that is directly involved with 4 5G because of the infrastructure. Now with that, remember my wife, Elena, works for United Airlines. Do the research within the last 3 to 4 months, you had a big fight between the airlines and the telecommunications companies like Verizon and AT&T about turning on 5G. The airlines are raising the red flag with the Biden administration in regards to the health hazards and technology problems that 5G is causing. This is an emergency that you guys should be talking about, because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, this will cause health hazards. Trust accounts will be signed up and lawsuits will be filed. Now, again, you guys have doubted me before many times in the past. I ask anyone who wants to do their due diligence or research, look up what having a Series 3 is, a Series 7, a life insurance license, health insurance license. These are things that I had. You guys have a problem with understanding the priority. 5G is technology that is new, being brought to the market, that is affecting people's cells, is affecting their brains. There is enough data research out there. Again, don't believe me, do the research, look at my Instagram. I'm willing to talk to any council member that wants to take this serious and understand that this is technology that's being turned on in a city with 42,000 residents. You guys can't wait to sit up here and wait every month for the same report. The research is out there. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, John Kazar.
Hello, hello.
Hello, state your name and address for the record, please, sir.
My name's John Kaiser, 23 West Munsell Avenue, the beautiful city of Linden. What's up, everybody? I hope you all are great. Just real quick about the 5G, to the lady that spoke earlier, listen, if there's money to be made, they're going to go ahead with it. I'm almost positive, wasn't I in the same council caucus meeting with you guys when the gentleman spoke about this and he came in and did a whole presentation and there was no objection from anybody? So I'm almost positive that that happened, correct? Maybe somebody could could go back and remind me about that. I don't know. In-person meetings, finally, I've been asking for a year and a half. You guys milked these virtual meetings. I'm telling you, you milked them. I know there was a fire, blah, blah, blah. But man, and I know you guys are going to be virtue signaling next month with your masks on and all that stuff. Can you please stop telling people, pushing this shot on people as well? Go get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated yet, you're not getting vaccinated. All right. You heard the mayor. The social justice issue of the month is now Ukraine. We've moved on. I couldn't understand Councilman Strano. He read the personnel report very, very clearly, and then he got to 7A, and it sounded like he had marbles in his mouth. You did say that the person on that report is resigning not in good standing, correct? Not in good standing?
That was correct.
Okay, he really went really fast with that. It was almost like he was trying to protect this person. You know, we had Linden's most notorious thief today in City Hall. I don't know if he was trying to lobby for the newest thief in City Hall to be let go in good standing, but I want to thank the council for recognizing that was not a violation that should be in good standing. And this was a person on BOE, on the Board of Ed, and it's just another one of Armstead's flunkies that, you know, another one of his inept people that is, I was at the last...
For political attacks, please.
I was at the last Board of Ed meeting last month, and man, you guys really found some gems this time. I don't know where you find some of these people. Finally, congratulations to the basketball team. They had a great year. I was sitting right next to the mayor, sectional final. They made it to against Phil Colicchio. He returned back. He took some heat lately. They were talking about taking his name off the court. Blasphemy, 6 state titles at Linden, never happened. And then his protege, Anthony Dreaj, has been taking heat from former players, and he got to the sectional final. And I didn't hear any apologies for all the crap they were talking online. But he deserves to be there. And Linden's back on the mat. And hopefully we could get 2 games further next time and win that state title. It wasn't no attack though. I hope everybody's well, and see you next month. I can't wait. Oh wait, real quick. I can't wait to test out the resolution you guys wrote up for me 2 years ago, March 2020. I don't remember exactly what it was. I know it was because I was filming you and you guys are getting caught saying some stupid stuff. So we're gonna have to revisit that. I think you want me to sit in the corner or something, but can't wait to see you next month. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting.
I make a motion to close the public.
President, I would love to make a motion to close the public portion.
And I offer second.
Okay.
Ormond,
Absolutely. And I'm going to say gleefully, absolutely.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Ahmed,
Absolutely.
Roman,
Yes.
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Icky,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay. Comments from members of the governing body. Okay. Anybody that went to the word, please use your hand icon. I have Councilman Medina. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Council President. I'll make this very, very brief. I did mention that the mayor and his office are definitely taking this 5G tower seriously, as well as the council. And everyone that I've spoken to about this problem gave them the history when this thing was approved in 2013. Obviously, different administration at that time. But at the end of the day, we're just going to be focused on rectifying the issue and getting back to the public. Also, I wanted to mention real quick, Mr. Kazar mentioned a meeting, and I believe that meeting was with the consultant at the time to regulate these things. Concern that I brought up that I don't want them in this town. So I do recall that, but that was for the regulation discussion and bringing in a consultant, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong. If I am, I apologize in advance.
Councilman. All right, thank you, Councilman Medina. Councilwoman Ormond?
Yes, I would just like to say that today, for the first time, I was riding through one of the neighborhoods, and I did see one of those hideous, 5G towers. I am concerned for the safety of the residents throughout the city of Linden. I also want to state that these meetings that we have had over the last 2 years have taken on the persona of absolute professionalism, and just the nonsense has stopped because we weren't on air for people to see the foolishness. I'm praying that we continue to take the city business seriously, and that the buffoonery or the theatrics are put aside. Like I said, it's been a wonderful 2 years. I hate the fact that COVID was what made us not be in chambers, but it's been refreshing because, like I said, we actually took a professional, approach to our meetings, where like I said, the buffoonery has just stopped. So once again, to the residents of Linden, brace yourselves. The nonsense is going to begin again, but let's just filter that out, and let's just make sure that we focus and keep the city business first and foremost. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Caldwell.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to say for the residents in Linden, and Councilman Medina, you have my full support. I do not want the 5G towers here. I am concerned as well. I have my parents living here, my siblings, my friends. I do not want them here. So you have my 100% vote for no. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Roman.
Council President, last night in caucus, I expressed concern. I grew up in that neighborhood, Michelle, if you're still on. And there's a pole right down the street from my mom, and like 15
Councilman Mohammed, please mute.
There's this 5G is literally like 15 feet from a bedroom. I've heard the concerns as well, so I wouldn't allow it to be next to my mother's house, 1 block away. So I have the full support of the mayor. I fully support whatever the mayor and Councilman Medina and all the rest of the council will do in regards to this. And with that being said, I missed a poll that I wanted to walk on. I had emailed the clerk about. I was wondering if I could pass it right now. It was a poll previously discussed with the clerk in near Mount.
Yeah, we couldn't read the poll number off of the picture, and we had sent you an email.
Yeah, I missed the email until right now, and I just send the deputy clerk the number. Do you want to just wait to next week, next month?
Okay, all right.
Let's just wait till next month. Thank you, Council President. Appreciate it.
Okay, Councilman Javik.
Yes, Council President, I just want to say congratulations to all the retirees, and thank you for your service, and wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day and a happy Easter.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, Councilman Blaine.
Just want to wish everyone a happy Easter, and I also have my concerns about the towers, the 5G towers. So I'll be willing to work with Councilman Medina as we continue to research that issue. And would like to remind everyone once again, on March 28th, we will have our 8th Ward community meeting at Jersey Lanes at 6:30. Would like to see everyone to come out and attend and express their concerns. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Mayor Armstead?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Former Councilman Brown, I know you mentioned that you said you've done some research on these 5G towers. If you could, I mean, if you'd be willing to, if you could provide me any information that you've obtained, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, because this is all new technology and we don't know as much as we think we know about it. So any information you can provide us would be helpful to this governing body. So that being said, now also I heard a statement about the 5G towers. I don't know how much money we're receiving for these 5G devices on the towers, but I can assure you that it's not impactful on our budget. So I don't want anybody in the general public to think that the dollars that we're receiving for 5G, which I'm going to tell you is a very de minimis amount in accordance with our overall budget, that we need these 5G, that we need these to balance our budget. So because we don't. The city of Linden is doing extraordinarily well with regards to the revenues that we're taking in for some other areas. And if 5G is harmful, you can rest assured they'll be taken down. And we're going to begin doing our research, and we're going to be very, very diligent in our research, trying to find out if it's harmful or not, because we take it seriously. We all have children, and some of you even have grandchildren in the city, and we don't want anyone to suffer from any type of new technology, any unproven technology. And that being said, that concludes my comments. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Okay, Councilman Medina and Mayor Armstrong, you know you also have my support on this. Okay, I just want to also remind everyone we'll be back in chambers next month. Please, if you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated. That's why we're able to move forward out of this pandemic. And ask everybody also to please pray for the people in the Ukraine. Okay, next council meeting will be as follows. Council conference meeting Monday, April 18th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, April 19th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers. Council meeting Tuesday, April 19th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall. These meetings will be held in person. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Herman,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Ahmed,
Yes.
Yes.
Serrano,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Medina.
No.
Councilwoman Hickey.
Yes.
Yes. Have a good night,
Thank
everyone.
you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.